this was a judicial foreclosure that concluded back in 2024. Sheriff's sale was issued. The first writ was granted August 9th, 2024. Several have been issued since then. And as is stated in the motion, pretty much every time one of those gets issued and we get it to the sheriff's office and they start to execute on it, there's some sort of opposition filed or some sort of action taken to prevent the final lockout from occurring. That has been motion to vacate, motions to dismiss, bankruptcies, and then there was a motion to vacate that was denied and then appealed. So two different bankruptcies have been filed. First one was dismissed. Second one was dismissed in January. So there are no bankruptcy stays in effect. Even if he filed another one, it is our position under the bankruptcy statutes that 3 bankruptcies in 1 year, there's no more automatic stay. As for the appeal of the motion to vacate, he filed an ex parte motion to stay. That was denied. That wasn't served on myself, my client, and was not set for hearing. When we say the motion for stay is denied, because I just want to make sure. So when I read this file, what I looked at was a September 18, 2025 ruling by the Court of Appeals Commissioner denying a stay. Is that what you're referring to, counsel? No, there was an actual ex parte motion filed in this court. Let me see. Oh, yes. On September 15th, order denying motion petition for order to stay and waiver of bond. I see that too. So I just want to be clear. And Mr. Tubiolo, I'm not ignoring you. I'll hear your perspective on all this in just a minute. But I want to make sure that I understand from plaintiff's perspective, there was an order request for a stay entered here in this court that was denied on or about September 15th. Then on September 18th, the Court of Appeals also denied a stay of execution proceedings. Is that accurate? They offered a temporary stay pending their review. The end result was on October 13th, they denied it and ended their stay. Okay. Basically saying he needed to get a bond. That has not occurred yet. So from our position, there are no stays. There are no any cause to not issue this writ for the 6th time. At this point, under CR 70, my client, as the possessor of the property, being awarded the property in a judgment for foreclosure, they are entitled to that writ, even if we want to go into the RCWs. No. 5912. I've read the file. Yeah. So we're entitled to the writ. There are no issues against it. I know Mr. Tubiolo has a pet argument of Fair Housing Act and ADA requiring accommodations. He did not brief it. He didn't file any response. So I would object to anything being said. But at the same time, he has raised these issues before. It has been denied. There's nothing under the Fair Housing Act, the ADA, anything else requiring my client to offer any sort of reasonable accommodations. My client is not a landlord. My client is an owner. And at this time, Tubiolo is a squatter. I'm not taking the property. So at that time, don't talk over each other. I'll give you a chance, Mr. Tubiolo. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, like I said, nothing has been briefed, nothing been provided myself, but I do understand those are the arguments that have been made in the past. So we're asking for the writ to be entered, and that's where we're at today. Okay. So, Mr. Tubiolo, I'll go ahead and hear from you on the issues that I've raised. Let's first hear from do you believe that a stay is currently in effect from any court?
No, I don't believe it is at this moment, but it should be.
Okay. So I can tell you right now, these issues, it appears to me that these issues related to a stay
have already been raised, heard, and denied. Is there something new
Yes,
that
there
you
is, Your Honor.
believe? Okay.
The,
So,
with the stay is my brother is a severely mentally disabled. He fractured his femur. He had surgery. They put a rod in his leg. He is currently recovering, and reasonable accommodations allows him to do that in his own home. He just got out of the wheelchair last week. He's using a walker, but he can't walk very far. So when if we have to move, we have to find a place where he's safe and he can't walk any stairs. So he has the right under Fair Housing Act to stay where he's at because he's been here for 50 years, Your Honor, and recover. And then I'm not asking for endless, I'm just saying he has the right to recover by law to do that.
so,
But like I said,
sir,
I'm sorry.
hang on. So these issues related to the Fair Housing Act, did you
Yep,
serve a copy of these arguments on
I
opposing
did.
counsel?
I did. Yes, I did, Your Honor. And you should have a copy there too, Your Honor.
Well, okay, well, hang on. When did you serve them on opposing counsel?
I mailed them out last week, Your Honor. They should have certified mail. They should have gotten that Monday at the latest.
Is that what you say you mailed? I'm looking at your document. You said you mailed it on March
I mailed
19th.
either Thursday or Friday, whatever last week was. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, I just want to make sure I understand what your perspective is.
Right.
Okay, continue, sir, with
Yes, Your
the
Honor.
issues
And
you want to raise.
I respectfully ask the court to consider that this matter is currently pending before Appellate Court as we speak. The central issue of the Appeals Court is that the foreclosure was the the company that foreclosed didn't have legal standing to foreclose. And I say that because this was foreclosed on March 7th, 2022 by Nation Star Mortgage and
Your
Champions
Honor, I have
under
to
their name.
object. This is not before the court at this time. There's no
Well,
reason to be
Your Honor,
discussing.
Your Honor, I was not here when they reissued the writ, or when they issued the writ last time. I was never given any paperwork or
I
notified
don't
that there was a
know,
court date.
sir, I don't know what last time you're referring to.
August 25th, I believe it was, when the writ was. I was never
Okay,
informed that
let's
there was even a court date.
concentrate on more recent history.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is, and the court was never made aware of this. I found this out on my own. December 1st, 2021, Champions Mortgage sold their entire reverse mortgage portfolio. Okay, they sold it to Mortgage Assets Management, and then the February 2022, they transferred their servicing over to
All right,
PHH
but sir,
Mortgage.
none of that is before me
Right.
right now.
I understand. Well, see, what I'm saying is what we're in with the court right now is Nation Star Mortgage and Champions had no standing to foreclose at that time that they did on the 7th because they didn't own anything. They transferred everything over to PHH.
So,
That's
sir,
what I'm saying. So,
sir, again, what I'm trying to focus
Okay.
on here is no court has agreed with you yet on that analysis.
because it's never been really, it hasn't been very addressed, to be quite honest with you, Your Honor. I apologize for that. It has not been addressed. And what I'm saying is we've gone through this whole process under Nation Star Mortgage and Champions, and I got letters from them stating they're not involved. They know nothing about this. I got documents, and and the courts have them, and everybody has them, that they don't have this in their system, and they're not involved. And all I'm saying is if PHH was the one that took over servicing and had the right to foreclose, everything should be transferred into their name, and it never was. Now, I did file lack of probate, and I went through that, and I was in court, and I had told the judge, I said, Your Honor, we're going to get the money, we're going to get the loan to pay off the reverse mortgage, and the judge would not allow me to do that. She said, no, you can't until your brother's on the title of the house, because he's disabled and he needs representation. So while I'm in court, the McCarthy Hollis takes the house, puts it in a sheriff's sale under Nation Star Mortgage and Champions, and I'm trying to figure out why that's even happening. So I didn't get a chance to save my house. Well, then after everything, it goes to the sheriff's deed says Nation Star Mortgage and Champions. Well, if you look on that, the address says Nation Star Mortgage 4605 West Palm Beach, Florida. Well, that's PHH's address. So I'm just trying to figure out why nothing was substituted in. Why, if Champion's Mortgage and
So,
Nation Star
sir,
Mortgage.
but hang on, sir. The
Yes,
court
I'm sorry, thank
already
you.
heard many, if not all of these
Well,
arguments.
okay. Well,
When
then
it,
that's just
hang,
okay.
don't interrupt,
Sorry.
please.
Yes, sir.
When it entered an order on June 4, 2025, denying your motion to vacate the eviction.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
I'm just saying that they didn't really listen to my. I'm just saying that there's no standing right now with Nation Star Mortgage and Champions at all. They sold everything off before they even foreclosed on. That's all I'm just getting at. I understand where this process is at. We're at. And I understand, but what I'm saying is it's in appeals court now. I'd just like to if the court would. I was on the title of the house too, Your Honor. I became on the. So I'm not squatting nothing. I became on the. My name was on the title of that house. So I do have a lot in this. I have a handicapped brother who's been here for 50 years. That's all he knows. Right now he has a broken leg. He can't maneuver to try to move him right now. I truly believe is against, definitely against the Fair Housing Act, because he can't walk. And I mean, where are you going to move him to? And mentally, he doesn't understand. He's got the mentality of a 2-year-old or 3-year-old. He's 63. So it's a tough situation right now. I understand that. And I'm not trying to. I just want the right thing to be done. If Washington State, you have to have the right to foreclose. You got to have the authority to foreclose. And Nation Star Mortgage and Champions, they didn't, and they know nothing about it, Your Honor. I got letters here stating that they don't have anything to do with this, and they don't know what's going on. And they've even contacted McCarthy Halls, and McCarthy Halls stated to them,
sir, I don't know, but what I do know is this: you have
all
not,
right, Your Honor.
you have not
Thanks.
filed, you have not vacated the
Right.
eviction. So
Right, because
hear me
well,
out.
because I'm saying, because
Hear me out.
I know, okay, Your Honor.
There was an eviction. You
When was
tried to
that, Your Honor?
vacate it. You were unsuccessful in doing so at least once before. There was an order entered to that effect in June of 2025.
Right. Okay. I don't
Hang
follow up.
on.
Okay.
There has been no action by the Court of Appeals to overturn that eviction. There has been no order overturning that eviction by this court.
Okay.
So and there is no stay currently in place either from this trial court, the Court of Appeals, or the Bankruptcy Court.
I haven't filed one for the Court of Appeals yet, but I will if I have to.
Again, there's not one as of today. So
Correct.
they have a right to continue until there is some action that says they can't. Nation Star has a right to continue to seek, to seek remedies in this action until there is a decision or ruling otherwise.
But Your Honor, Nation Star Mortgage is not even involved in this. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm trying to say.
that's your allegation. I got
letters
your allegation,
stating
sir.
that they don't.
That's
I have
your
a letter from them
allegation.
stating that they're okay.
I'm not, but
All right.
then I think those issues are before the Court of Appeals. It's my
They
understanding.
are. That's correct. You're right.
And the Court of Appeals has not issued a ruling that they're not a part of this case. So the Court of Appeals has not agreed with you that Nation Star is not involved in this case. So Nation Star.
Well, I don't think yep.
Well, they turned down your stay, sir. So I'm not. I understand hear me out. I understand when you're representing yourself, and it can be very difficult, particularly if there's a personal situation that makes this even more difficult. But I have reviewed this file in significant detail, and I believe at this time they have a right to seek the restitution, the writ of restitution that they are seeking. Again, there's no contrary decision by the Court of Appeals, and there is no stay by the Court of Appeals. Does that make sense, sir? I know
it does, but it does. But the Court of Appeals, when we filed for the Court of Appeals, it had nothing to do with the stay on the standing issue. It had to do with my brother or something at the time. But I understand what you're saying, Your Honor. I understand.
Okay.
I got you. Okay.
All right. So my question for counsel for the plaintiff is: your other writs were traditionally construed as writs of assistance. This is a writ of restitution. Is there a reason for that differentiation at this juncture?
If anything, clerical error, long as the end result is a sheriff can come in and do a lockout. Guess we have been using the name sort of interchangeably, with the end result being the same.
Because what I'm looking at is a writ of assistance that was signed, it looks like by Judge Hahn it was a writ of assistance, authorizing Cowles County Sheriff to restore possession of the property in Longview to the plaintiff. That was entered on or about August 27 of 2025. That was the last one I saw that had been filed. I think there was a motion denying a writ it was denied because there wasn't sufficient notice on December 31.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I don't know that writ of assistance or writ of restitution necessarily makes a significant differentiation in this case.
Yeah, template I was using when I prepared my motion was for more of our standard UDs, unlawful detainer actions. So restitution was probably put in there and not corrected by myself. CR 70 would make it a writ of assistance since this was a judicial foreclosure with a judgment entered. So a writ of assistance.
Go ahead.
So I guess a writ of assistance would be more accurate, more
Yeah,
appropriate.
that was my impression as to review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the order to reflect what I think it should be. I'm going to go ahead and cross it out. It's an order for the reissuance of writ of assistance. I'm noting that in the caption. Clerk of the court shall forthwith reissue a writ of assistance. I'm leaving the remaining language the same. Writ should be returnable within 20 days, but not automatic, but shall automatically extend an additional 20 days. Cowles County Sheriff may break and enter as necessary.
Correct.
Mr. Tubliolo, I know you may not like this order, but do you have any questions about the order?
Your Honor, I understand. My point is if PHH is the owner of the home at the moment, why is everything being written in the name of Nation Star Mortgage and Champions is all I want to know. Because they don't even know anything about this, quite honest. That's all I'm asking. Is if PHH, wouldn't PHH be the one that would have to bring this forward at some point? I mean, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
You seem to be missing what I keep saying, and I'm trying to say it,
right,
in a way that makes sense, because I get totally that when you're representing yourself, things can be difficult to say the least,
okay,
and confusing. But again, Nation Star Mortgage,
right,
is the
right.
named plaintiff on a complaint issued and summoned in 2014. To date,
I understand.
no court has agreed with your analysis that Nation Star Mortgage is somehow no longer involved in this case.
Well, Your Honor, when you sell your entire reverse mortgage portfolio in 2021,
Sir, but no court has agreed with you on that.
Well,
okay?
then maybe the court needs to look at it because it's right there when I've sent you, Your Honor. It says, and it says right there that they transfer the servicing over December or March, or excuse me, March 1st, 2022, 6 days before the foreclosure. So when you get rid of everything, you have nothing to foreclose on.
In my interpretation,
I mean,
all right, sir, we're going to end this. I appreciate your perspective.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you both for being
Okay,
here. And I'm handing that order to the clerk for filing. It should be available by tomorrow. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.